Have you ever tried to track changes in your web application, only to find that some important updates slip through the cracks? It can be really frustrating, right? If that's you, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into how to detect changes in scroll height using MutationObserver. I totally get it. You want to know when a scroll bar appears on your content element, especially when the overflow is set to auto. It's a common challenge for developers, and you're definitely not alone in this. Here's the specific question we're addressing today. One user asked, how can I detect when scroll height changes on a DOM element using MutationObserver? They noticed that when the scroll bar appears, the scroll height jumps significantly. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So, what's the deal with scroll height and MutationObserver? The scroll height property reflects the total height of an element's content, including content not visible on the screen due to overflow. However, MutationObserver primarily detects changes to the DOM, not properties like scroll height directly. Let's break this down. And stick around. I have a great workaround for you at the end that will help you effectively monitor scroll height changes. To detect changes in the scroll height of a DOM element, the user should first ensure that the MutationObserver is set up correctly. This involves observing the child nodes of the element, not just the attributes. Next, the user should modify the observer's callback function to check for changes in the scroll height. This can be done by comparing the previous scroll height with the current one. Additionally, the user should consider using a resize observer alongside the MutationObserver. This will help detect changes in the size of the element, which can affect the scroll height. Finally, the user should test the implementation by resizing the window or changing the content dynamically. This will help confirm that the scroll height changes are being detected as expected. Fun fact, did you know that the first web pages were just plain text? We've come a long way with dynamic content, but sometimes tracking changes can still feel like a challenge. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach suggested by a user involves using a resize observer instead of a MutationObserver. They recommend wrapping your content editable element with a span and applying the resize observer to this internal span. This way, when the content changes and the scroll bar appears, the resize observer will trigger. Here's the workaround I promised. By combining MutationObserver with resize observer, you can effectively track changes in scroll height. This approach will save you time and headaches in your development process. And there you have it. You now have the tools to detect scroll height changes effectively. Remember, combining different observers can enhance your application's responsiveness. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button for more tips, and don't miss our next video on optimizing performance.